Hello, welcome to episode 167. Today I take a question around when making important decisions in life, what should we follow, our head or our heart? The person that's asked the question is actually in the building, so we get Stephanie in shot to ask the question live and have that discussion.
28 and I'm trying to shape history, pulling from the sky for some strength to take with me, line up the stars, fly away quickly and push the world forward like a tidal wave hit me. I ride the wave swiftly, I fear no man, check my titles mate quickly, came from the sky with the light of day in me and grew my own wings.
Today's question comes from our new marketing intern, Stephanie Hickman, who I met when I did my TEDx talk at Macquarie University. It's one of the most well-run events I've ever seen in my life, and Stephanie was instrumental in bringing it together. So she's since become a marketing intern at the Entourage. She just so happens to be with us today, and she's the question that we've picked to answer today. So it's lined up very well. Steph, come on in. How you doing?
Good, thank you.
Good. Now, you have a burning question.
Yes.
Talk to me. What is it?
So what I want to know is, as an entrepreneur, you've probably come to a lot of challenging points in your journey, a lot of crossroads.
Yeah.
And when you were faced with those crossroads, you can go head or you can go heart. And which way do you follow?
Yeah, okay. So when making difficult decisions, do we follow our head or do we follow our heart? Is that the question?
Is the sensible thing or what feels right?
Yeah, and I get the feeling this comes from a particular situation that you're facing right now?
So I'm just about to graduate from university and facing do I apply for grad programs or do I just follow my purpose in life and what feels right for me?
What feels right?
Helping people, being able to contribute to something larger than myself. I may have borrowed those words from someone else. It just doesn't feel right to be going and just sitting in the grad program and making money for the sake of money.
So what do you think you want to do with your career, with your life?
I'd love to end up teaching.
Yeah.
I've worked in social enterprise before and really enjoyed that. So anything that contributes to making other people's lives better, not just making money for myself as a job.
Gotcha. Yeah. Does that field correlate with the degree that you've just got?
Maybe.
Yeah.
A little bit. There's a little bit of disconnect.
Yeah. What's the degree?
Commerce, Bachelor of Commerce Arts, majoring in marketing and human resources.
Yeah.
So I've definitely gone for the people and words side of business.
Yeah.
But I still feel that there's a lot of money profit focus, and I know that money and profit enables you to follow that higher purpose stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't want the money and the profit to be the end goal.
That's right. And so when you say grad positions in what? Why is that disconnected to that?
A lot of them are just like come into I'm a bit of a cynic.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of them are just kind of a way for companies to secure, get labour for a couple of years. And I wonder if it's going to be beneficial to me or if it's beneficial to the company.
Grad positions in what industry? Like what would you be doing?
Banking?
Yeah, okay. No, Stephanie, you're not going to go into banking. Okay, cool. And so here's the thing. And often when we talk about purpose and heart, people tend to take that to absolutes, right? There are no absolutes. It's always subjective and the wisdom and the good judgment is often found in the grey, right? And so when I say follow your heart, that does not mean ignore your intellect or ignore your head, if you like. Intellect is incredibly important. It is incredibly important when it comes to execution. I just think it isn't a great leader in terms of making the high-level, important, directional, strategic decisions around our life, right? So whether you're just finished university, whether you're a 35-year-old entrepreneur, whether you're a 50-year-old business owner, it doesn't matter. We all come to crossroads in our lives, and here's what I believe. The intellect is great when it is a servant, not the master of the heart. Meaning, we let ourselves be guided and governed in a directional sense by what does the heart want. And we then develop and continue to develop and continue to inform an incredibly strong intellect so as to help us functionalize and achieve the direction the heart is pulling us towards, right? And so there's probably a lot of parents watching this video going, Jack, she's just done a degree in whatever and she can go into banking, she should, because that's the safe route. And that's really irresponsible advice in my view, because that's what previous generations have done, and it didn't work out for a hell of a lot of them in terms of fulfillment and happiness and living a life on purpose. How old are you, Steph?
23.
Right, so if you were ever going to spend another year at uni to get the qualifications you needed in order to be a teacher, if you want to become a traditional teacher, then now would be the time to do that. If you ever wanted to explore doing something more entrepreneurially around teaching and helping people and something that truly aligns to your purpose, now would be the time to do that. And that's not to say that if you're 40 or 50, then now's not the time to do it. It's just that there's a different set of circumstances, right? So my advice to you, unequivocal, is follow the direction and explore the direction your heart is pointing you toward, right? Some people call this gut, some people call it heart, some people call it intuition, some people call it God, some people call it a higher self. It doesn't matter what you call it, but we all have it, and it's that inner sense that points us in a particular direction. Steve Jobs spoke about it in his Stanford address. He says, you follow your heart and it will point you in all sorts of random and weird and amazing directions, and the dots will not join up until the end, right? You won't be able to join the dots looking forward. However, when you reach different destinations and milestones throughout life, you will be able to join the dots perfectly looking back. That has been so incredibly true for me in my journey. Oprah Winfrey says the same thing. She says when she was she was a news anchor first and foremost, she said it didn't feel right. However, all of my friends and my parents were going, you're the newswoman, right? You're actually getting paid. This is amazing. You're young. You have to stick with this job forever. And she's going, well, it just doesn't feel right. And so she ended up getting fired because she was too personal and heart-driven. So I think it was CBS she was working for at the time, didn't deem her professional enough to be a news anchor. However, they had her on a $25,000 a year contract. And so they didn't want to fire her and then need to pay out this contract to someone that wasn't going to be around. And so they said, we're going to put you on this talk show over here. And the first time she sat down on talk show, she was interviewing a guy about his ice creams. He was an ice cream van guy. And he had all of these different flavors. But it was in a talk show environment where she was able to speak to this guy about his particular ice creams and what was going on there. She said, the minute I sat down on that talk show, I felt like I was at home. She said, if one thing has governed my life and the direction it's taken to enable my success, it's that who I am has always directed what I do. She has always been led by her heart, by her intuition, by her higher self, right? Especially if you're 23. Tell you what, even if you're 45, then it's just more urgent than it was when you were 23, right? Now, I understand there's responsibilities, there's mortgages, there's children. I employ probably over 100 people. I have substantial responsibilities that come with my position. The fact that I don't have kids doesn't mean I don't have responsibility. My wages bill every year is probably to the vicinity of $6 or $7 million, right? So I have responsibilities. I am not saying follow your heart to the neglect of the responsibilities. I'm saying be driven and led by your heart and your intuition, and then develop an incredibly strong intellect to enable that vision to come to life throughout your life. Whether you're 23, 33, 53, that is what you need to be guided by. And if you can do it in a smart and an intellectual and intelligent way, then ultimately, maybe not tomorrow, maybe not next year, but in the coming years, you will start to develop and live a life that truly aligns to your purpose. Does that answer your question, Steph?
Yep.
Thank you so much. Guys, in the comments below, what do you tend to follow when you're making decisions? Is it head or heart? Do you agree with what I've said? It's completely fine if you do not. However, I feel our audience is probably going to be very aligned on this. What do you think we should be following and why when we come to the important decisions? Thank you so much for tuning into episode 167. Steph, thank you so much for showing up and asking the question.
Live question.
Live question coming from Steph. Thanks, guys. We'll see you tomorrow.
So what that means right now is my head's in the cloud with my feet tied down, looking at the world like